Summer.
Okay, so hold on. Let me talk about it. The georeferencing and what it's all about. So you can just listen.
Okay.
To you do what you are doing, but I'm going to talk about what's this about.
I've imported it. It's not
So,
on the georeferencing
Isaiah,
interface.
listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to pause. I want to describe the activity. Yes, then we can carry on where we left off. Yes. Okay, so georeferencing, what is it, Isaiah? I think you know what it is. What is it? If you don't, I'll talk about it. You know what it is. If you don't, I can describe it. I would rather hear it from you than describe myself.
As the name, as the name, right? It simply means it's referencing points on the geographic referencing geographical features of geographics. Something like that.
Yes, that's what as the name goes. I like the way I like your approach. You are very smart. Yes, that you are trying to reference a feature, isn't it? But georeferencing, normally we georeference an image. So an image can be georeferenced or not. Okay, so you can have a picture, take a normal picture, it won't be georeferenced. We wouldn't know which part of the earth that thing is. Okay, but once we georeference, we're gonna go and tell her that I'm teaching. You're sitting and making. Yes, so basically we georeference an image by giving it coordinates, in the layman's terms. If you have an image, the image can have coordinates associated with it or not. So this is what it means. It's not even, you're not even talking about taking selfies and then trying to allocate a location, assign a location to it. We are talking about satellite imagery, or say imagery obtained from drone photogrammetry, that we cannot find a locational information associated with it. In other words, in the computer is so blind, the computer is not smart enough to know that you are at this particular location. There is, in fact, it's relative. The computer can display an image, but the next question is that when I bring is join an overlay that you see the importance of coordinates. So if the image has not been georeferenced and you throw it into the system, you realize that there will be no, common framework, no reference framework. Are you with me? Okay.
Yes, please.
Let's look at it this way. Let me close this georeferencer. So I've closed the georeferencer. I'm going to throw the image that I sent to you. I'm going to throw it into the software like that. So map of West Africa showing latitude and longitude. I'm just dragging it into QGIS. So you didn't see me drag, but you can try it yourself. Just drag it.
I can even see it. I can see it.
Yes. So the georeferencer, yes. You close the georeferencer, then you'll be back in the main interface, project interface. Okay. Now, what we are looking at seem like something GIS. In fact, it's not GIS at all. This is just an image. So I'm going to prove that to you. I'm going to drop a picture, a normal picture into it, and hopefully it should also show up as well, maybe somewhere else. In a very good system, very usable system, a very robust system. When you put in an image which is not geographically referenced, it will not accept it. But in some systems, it will accept it, because most images may not be georeferenced. You have to georeference it. So I'm just going to pick a picture that is not even like, of a particular area. So I'm looking for, I hardly put pictures on this, but let me see if I can get a good one. Okay, let me just try this one. Okay, so here you see the arrow at the top. Invalid data source.
Yeah.
At least it did well. The system is seeing that what I'm bringing in is not a good image source. Okay. But obviously, this is a picture I took. So that's a good one. Every system should be robust enough to predict that you are doing the wrong thing, because a picture of myself won't be a good one for geographical location. I know you get what I'm saying. For geographical analysis,
Yes.
we don't want that. So this picture was actually picked from here, and I dragged it into the software, and the system is smart enough to say that the picture you are giving us is not good enough. In fact, this one is even a video, so I think that even makes it worse. So let me try an actual image. I think I can get something from my mobile. If I have a folder called mobile, so picture of myself, or let's just take a picture of a well. Okay, so this one is a well. You can see that one.
Yes.
Okay, look at this one now. You can see this picture, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I'm going to show you the folder in which this is coming from. So that's the folder. And I'm just going to go to the QGIS, and I'm going to drop a picture from there. Okay, so that's this example, like this ideal example. So going back to QGIS, it picks it up. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You see, it's picking up, and that is where the danger is. Okay, GIS, you don't put in perspective images. This is a picture in which is not a plan view, it's a perspective view. Okay, engineers don't work with this. We want sections, but the sections have to be quite orthogonal or perpendicular to the vertical. Okay, we just don't want any skewed, okay, kind of picture. So you can't work with this. You can't measure from this. But you see, it's picked there, right? Okay, now it will actually, if I take this one off, I can actually bring the picture like myself. I can just put my own picture in it. And you see that it's showing that as well. So it's making the GIS, it's making it look like now the GIS itself is like some kind of, okay, I'm not shaped, so let me take it off quickly. Okay, so basically, I'm just kidding. I just so that you can remember something to laugh about. Okay, so I can zoom to this image. This image is just like the picture I just took off. That's the point I'm making. Why? Look down here, you see coordinates at the bottom.
Coordinates.
Yes, and I'm going to show you exactly where it is. So if you look at this place, you see these numbers, right?
Yeah.
These numbers don't belong anywhere. They belong to any child trying to plot some numbers in what we call a graph. So a pair of numbers, plot one on the vertical, plot one on the horizontal, and then just join the pair of numbers up. Then you'll be able to, you have what we call a coordinate system. So this is some sort of coordinate system, but we can't relate to it. Are you okay? We can't relate to it. We can't work with it. We can't tell anybody else working on it within this West African area to give us data so that we can overlay it. So that's why I said that that's not what I said. What it means is that in the exam, all the questions are asked about overlay, the challenges of overlay count for this. All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's raining out here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so
clear.
I have to shout. So I'll try and shout. Okay, so you can see that the coordinates here don't belong to any particular coordinate system. Okay. Now the object of georeferencing is that we should tell the computer, we should give coordinates to the computer and tell the computer the kind of coordinate system that is being used. So my niece actually is here helping me. She's my teaching assistant. She's closing the windows because there's a lot of noise. Okay, so say hello. 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 Okay. You know, children,
Hello.
if you don't let them say hello, they'll spoil the lecture. If you don't let them say hello, they'll spoil the lecture. So that's why I let them say hello. Now leave me in peace, okay? Don't disturb me. Okay, so guys, the basic of coordinate system is understanding the simple graph that we learned from junior high school or wherever. Where are you okay? So, but then we are naming coordinate system universal transverse Mercator. Remember that one, right? UTM. We talked about that. So in this exercise, in our georeferencing tutorial, we are going to actually give it a coordinate system in the end. But we need to first understand or know, we need to know the coordinates for a particular point on the image. Okay. Now look at this image again. Let me bring it back again. I took it off. I'll bring it back again. Okay. So I'm in my folder. I'm trying to go back to where I was. Okay, so I've dropped back in. All right. So we are going to try and understand how this works. All of you go to the top. You see these tools. You see the pan map. You see the okay, this is pan. This is pan to selection.
Sir, please, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes.
Sir, please, I installed my own yesterday and I have not used this software before. So it's a recent project template and
okay, so you came in late, Kofi. Kofi, you came in late. So the first thing is that you apologize for coming in late. Because
sir, I apologize.
Yes. So show me your screen, everyone. So that's good. It's good that you are reminding me. Hassan and Kofi, show me your screen. But is that how you're going to show your screen? You don't. Okay, take it closer. We can't see anything. Take it closer.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it's running, right?
Okay, so it doesn't matter. You do the what do you want to know? I'm showing the software. Everyone pay attention, all of you. Kofi, pay attention.
Okay, sir.
All of you. Hassan, show me your screen. Hassan, Patrick, show me your screen. Otherwise, I'm removing you from the class.
Okay,
the
sure.
next minutes. All of you, show me your screen. Share your screen, all of you. I can't go and sit down and stop the story. Don't have anything.
So please, you have to allow us.
Say again. Okay, that's good. I've allowed you to share. So when you finish, just stop sharing. So Hassan, stop sharing. I've seen your screen. Stop sharing, Hassan. Patrick, go ahead. So Kofi, this is how you should have done yours. You should have just used your computer for this particular.
I'm using my phone. Oh, okay.
You should have used your computer to do the Zoom instead of using your phone. That's why you can't share. Okay, so who is sharing again? Abelga has shown. Isaiah, you have. Patrick. Patrick, let's see.
I downloaded it.
I don't want excuses. I don't want stories. I don't want excuses. I don't want stories. So let me see the screen.
Sir, so I'm opening it from the download side.
So you just tell us we should wait for you. That's better. I don't want history. Is that okay?
Okay.
So I'm waiting for you
Okay.
to share your screen. When you're ready, tell me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, stop sharing. Patrick, stop sharing, please. All right, so all of you now pay attention. We are waiting for Patrick to share his screen. And whilst you're doing that, all of you watch me. There are menus. So for every Windows application, we have what we call menus. So when you look on this one, the first menu is the project menu. So go to the project menu and save your projects. All of you save that, even if you haven't done anything, go to project, save as, and then I want you to save it on your desktop. So click desktop and then new folder, desktop, new folder. So whilst you do save as, you see your desktop. You know, this one is Windows skills. If you don't know this, don't know it. But go into somewhere you can find it folder again. So go to a place like desktop, create a new folder, call it GIS tutorial. I'll be inspecting what you are doing. When you are stuck, just let me know. So please open that folder, GIS tutorial, under your desktop folder, and then type a name. You can call it georeferencing tutorial. Georeferencing tutorial. Referencing underscore tutorial. Learn not to put spaces into your file names. Is that okay? We are creating a project file. Is that okay? Now this one, if you don't know computers, you can't do what I just asked you to do, and that is a shame. Okay, you have to go and learn how to use computers. Saving a file in a particular location is the first lesson in IT. It's the first lesson, how to save a file in a particular location. All of you pay attention. So when you are, just save it and it will go there. So you can see that at the top of my software, my QGIS software, I didn't spell it well. So you can see it's looking like Georeferencing, but it's actually Georeferencing. Okay, I can actually save it again and give it a, like different name. Georeferencing. Okay, so now I'm saving it properly. So it means I have two project files. Are you okay? All right. Now, what does it mean? It means when I close this project and I open it again, I'll have it. I have the map loaded. Is that okay? Okay. So I'm going to actually show you the project again. It's loading. Are you okay? It's loading. So I think so far it's showing Kofi on the screen. Is that so? Kofi, are you seeing yourself?
Yes, please.
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to show my screen again. I'm going to share my QGIS. Now you can see that it remembers what I was doing before. Okay, but that's not the real thing. We can go to open recent and you see georeferencing tutorial. I have two, the one with the mistake and the one without. I can click the one without a mistake and you see it brings me back to where I started from. Okay, the light just went off. Actually, the curtains, forward this for me, okay? Here. Let me ask her to do something. You say she's coming. Yes, please. Unfold it. No discussion, just do it. So now we have the map showing. Now we are going to start a georeferencing. But before we do that, we want to describe it to you. It means we are giving coordinates. I didn't say louvers, I said just the curtains. Okay, thank you. All right, so now let's study this. We are going to study this, but we want to even understand the software. Today's tutorial is to make you understand the software a bit. Every software is like that. You have to understand how it works. So unfold that one. Actually, unfold that one. Open it up. Yes, thank you. You're a good assistant, okay? I'll give you some money. So now we are going to understand this by using some tools, but let me finish the menus. Edit is edit, okay? Edit means we can make changes. Is that okay? To something that we are doing, and that is what it's for. View also allows us to choose what is visible and what is not. An example is viewing the two bars and then the panels. So you can see that I can choose to display some of the tools on the screen. This is all Windows. If you learn Windows, I don't need to really give. Here, the panel, I can turn off the panel. Okay. Panel here. Layer panel. So I can just turn off the layers. You see that the layers are gone. Okay, maybe you didn't take note of it, but we were seeing a list, but the list contained just one item. So you didn't really take note of it. So this one is the layer panel, and we can use it to turn on and off the layers. Okay. All right, so that's it. Now, settings is settings. We can change options that we have. Plugins, QGIS allows you to even program it so that you can write your own, interface, design your own interface and write code to let it do something that you want it to do special. So we can create what we call plugins, or if you like, it's an extension. In some software, they call it an extension. All right, so we can have the vector menu. Everything we want to do vector, we can come to the vector menu. Everything we want to do raster, we can come to the raster menu. So here the georeferencer is under the raster menu. Database is for database. Like I said, GIS is a database. Remember that. So we shouldn't be surprised when we see that. Now, other plugins can also show up here as menus. So take note of that. Example is the processing, SCP, mesh, web. There are more, a lot of them. Plenty. There's a help menu where you can get to know the version of QGIS you are using. Or you can also get to know other things like plugin information, help itself, can get help. Every software, every good software should have a help menu. Are you okay? A place where we get a help from. Guys, that's done. That said, we are going to use the tools available. Are you okay? So here we have these tools at the top, these toolbars. These are called toolbars. Can you see my mouse, my cursor? If you can see my cursor,
Yes, sir.
that yes. All the things you see up here, these are the toolbars. This is Windows. I'm teaching you Windows now. This is not GIS I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you computers. And so please take your intro to IT seriously. That's all you need to understand. So these are called toolbars. We just looked at menus, and then we have the panels. This is a panel. This is another panel. The browser panel, layer panel, processing toolbox panel. Are you okay? All right. Then this is the map area where I am. Here, this place is the map area. Okay. So this is where you display the map. GIS, you can't do without a map view, some kind of map view. Are you okay? It shows you the data. It visualizes the data. Visualization of the data is happening in the map view. It's also like a panel. Are you okay? For the map view. Now, we can also learn that not everything you have to go through the menu. Are you okay? You want to do something like add data, you can go to the layer panel, go to add layer, add vector layer, add raster layer. That's quite a process, a long process. You could just quickly click on a button that does that from here if you're actually able to display the shortcuts. Are you okay? You can just drag data into the interface. So we should learn the different options and alternatives that we have. Okay, so add layer, add raster, add mesh, all these things are there, but you can actually have the shortcuts right here. It's okay. All right. So we may not have it, but we could. Are you okay? Put it in there. So open data source manager, that also allows you to add some data to it. Are you okay? So there you go. That's a shortcut. This is a shortcut to this one layer. It's a shortcut. Okay. All right. Now we want to learn about these three buttons here. This is pan to selection, zoom in, zoom out. So click them and then play around with your image. Okay, now I've clicked it to the extent that my image has disappeared. It's all right. All of you try it. Just click it and see what happens. Okay, now I've clicked it in such a way that now I've lost the image. What do I do? So you can actually look at this particular one. It says zoom to full. That brings it back. Are you okay? So it had not disappeared. Okay. People will now start worrying. I've deleted it. I don't know where it's gone. So all of you experiment with it. We'll be using it. If you don't experiment with it now and later on you ask me a question that tells me that you didn't learn this, then I'll mind you. It's okay. All right. So there we go. Let's learn about the zoom to layer. Zoom to layer, it means it's the same, that's the same job as this, but slightly different. Zoom to full will show us everything literally, and then zoom to layer will zoom to particular layer. So let's assume I had more layers, then obviously the difference will come out. All right. Now we have zoom to native resolution. Let's skip that. We have zoom to last. That's interesting. Let me tell you about this zoom to full, zoom to last. In fact, we have what we call zoom to previous or zoom to next. Zoom to last is zoom to previous. Zoom to last is just same as saying zoom to previous. Zoom to next. Are you okay? Zoom to the next one. Let's see how it works. So we can choose the zoom in. When you zoom in, what these zoom things are, zoom tools are doing is that they are actually, take care of it, take care of it. Stop them, stop it. Press power button. So, and put it back. Just do it and put it back. Okay, thank you. So we have the zoom in. You can see that it's
what, right?
I hope you've understood how the tools work. Have you? Have you experimented with them? Oh, try to get close and cut it now. Just cut it and stay there for a second. When I finish, I'll deal with him. Don't worry. You can be calling like that.
Your mic was off. We're just hearing you now.
Okay, great. Someone is just disturbing me, calling me. I don't even know what they're calling for. I'm using my phone.
Your mic was off.
It's okay. I've heard you. Thank you very much. But I'm saying someone is calling. That's why it's interrupting. Have you understood how the tools work?
Yes. I understood. But so after using the moving this in the how do you call it, the moving? I mean, yes. When you use the
moving what?
The pan map.
The pan, yes.
The pan map. Yeah. When you use it, when you are done with it, like when you take your cursor to the board, it's still there. So is there any way you can off it so that it will show the cursor instead of the hands, the pan map?
Okay. So you go select. Don't worry about that for now. Just I'll show you.
Okay.
For now, just
okay.
Let's understand the zoom tools. The zoom.
Okay.
Because that's another tool. It's called a select tool. Okay. So you need to look for the select tool. That's what you need. Okay. And the select tool is actually in here. It's not disappeared now. This information to. So this one gives you information about the location. Click it, get information. Well, what we need here to it's always hide itself a bit, but eventually you find it. It shouldn't disappear on me. Okay, I'll show you as we go. It's a tool up that should show up here. All right.
All right, no problem. No problem, boss. Sir.
Okay. Let me take off some of the things I don't know. I don't need. Okay. All right. So that's it. When you zoom, what happens? I don't want to digress. So let me just go as I go. I'll just other things will come up. Yes. What does the zoom do? What does it do technically? What does it do? What does it do? I can't hear you. Say it again. What does the zoom to the zoom in, zoom out? What does it do? What technically?
Enlarge what you are. Yeah, it will enlarge
So
what you are doing.
as an engineer, something enlarges. What is that? As a scientist, engineer, everything. When something changes in size, what has happened? In theory, what has happened?
It does expand.
Hey,
It does expand in size.
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you are right to say yes, it's expanded because of heat. But really, well, in this subject of surveying and GIS, we are not talking about expansion. We are talking about the change in what? This is a representation of the West Africa. So think in that domain, in that area of, yes. What are we talking about? Don't take your mind to expansion of metals. We are not talking about metals. You're talking about maps. Are you okay? So what is happening to the map? That's what I want to know. When you zoom in and zoom out. I'm listening to you. I think your network is bad. I can't hear you.
Sir, with my expansion.
No, don't use the word expansion, please.
With my zooming, if I okay, sir. If I try to zoom in, I can see changes on the software. It changes the scales.
No, so in theory, what concept have you been taught that enlargement and reduction relates to? What is that? When you enlarge, what have you done as an engineer? You are learning civil engineering and you are being taught surveying and all these concepts. What is enlargement and reduction? What happened? What is another thing? Mention the concepts with enlargement and reduction. Is it not scale change? Is it not scale? So why can't you just say scale?
But that's what I was saying.
You didn't say anything. I didn't hear the word scale. Please don't lie.
Oh, so I said when I was zooming in, there was a change in the scales.
Okay, I didn't. Oh, then sorry about that. I didn't. Next time mention the word.
I did.
Okay.
Yes, because
yes. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. So this meeting will end in 10 minutes. When it ends, let's rejoin again. Today the lecture is not going to be long because my niece, I promised her to be a short lecture, and she's a promise is a promise. Otherwise, you switch the laptop off. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. So we are changing scale. So this is the scale we're looking at. Okay, it's a small scale. Are you okay? At the moment, but really, I don't think we can work with this. Look down here. Look at the scale being shown down here. Are you all looking at it, my interface?
Yes, please.
What do you see? The scale there is what?
1:7.9.
That's no, this
That's
one.
the
This one,
yes.
the second, yeah.
Yes.
The coordinate is to the left, the scale is to the right. This scale is not correct.
Yeah.
But at this scale, we are looking at 1 in 1 million, 2 million, thereabouts.
Yeah.
West Africa, the whole West Africa. You can sit down and do a calculation, realize that the scale that is being shown is wrong. And the scale is wrong because the coordinates are wrong. The coordinates have been assigned. So we are now going to give proper coordinates to this image you are looking at, so that the computer will now see it to be the real world. So that the software will see it to be the world, as if you are in the real world, but in a virtual type of world in which you can measure distances. What I said is very powerful, but I don't think if you really understand what I just said, it means a lot to your understanding. Are you okay? All right, so how do we assign coordinates? What kind of coordinates do we have available to us right now? These coordinates are longitudes and latitudes. Okay. Now look at the coordinates very well. Now I've taught you how to pan and how to zoom. So you can use your tool to zoom to the map and you appreciate it. The coordinates. Now look at the coordinates at this point. And I want all of you to write down the coordinates for me. So I'm going to show you the points of interest. What all of you should give me the coordinates here. Okay, you can type it in the charts. Go and type the coordinates for this point. Type it there for me. What is the coordinate at this point? All of you go and type it in the chat area. I'm waiting for you over there. So type the coordinates in the chat area in this Zoom session. There's a chat functionality. Use it and type the coordinates for the point I've shown on the screen. We will need this knowledge in order to do the tutorial. So that's why I'm asking you to do that. So simply open the chat, type the coordinates there. It shouldn't take you too long. The longer it takes you, it means you don't understand coordinates. You don't understand coordinates, especially geographical coordinates. And these are geographical coordinates, isn't it? In fact, I'm almost answering my question. I'm waiting for you. Type the answer quick. Please don't waste time. Actually, give me biscuits. I'm starved. Assistant. My teaching assistant is good. She gave me biscuits. Oh, 3. 3 should be fine. I'm waiting for my biscuit, but you are writing out, typing the coordinates. No, not a single person has typed the coordinates. Why? You don't get it or what? What's going on? Okay, I have Kofi. Kofi has typed the coordinates. Okay, so please type them in the order of X, Y. So Kofi, your coordinates, are they X, Y, or Y, X? Let me ask you.
X, Y.
Oh, please, I didn't ask you. Please, I'm teaching. Let me get it, because now you've confused him. Or maybe you are now making the whole thing. Kofi, I wanted it from you. Is it X, Y, or Y, X? Kofi, or you're not sure? You can say, I'm not sure. Please, it's okay. What I don't like is lying.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. So 5.00 is the X and the 10 is the Y.
So is it X, Y, or Y, X?
I'm back to it, so I want to go and check how I type up. I'm back to it.
Oh, Kofi, you are a politician. Give me the answer.
Oh no, say I'm coming. Oh, okay. So say YX. My own is YX.
Okay.
Yes, YX.
If it's YX and it says XY, if it's XY, it says YX. It's up to you.
So my own is YX.
Okay. I have a news flash for the class. News flash. The only 2 people who got it right are Hassan and Kofi. And Kofi himself is not sure of his answer.
Okay, I'm sure. I just
Kofi, you are not sure, so your answer is now wrong. What you wrote down is actually XY. Because I pushed you. You said it's not what you think you are saying is right. It's XY. Kofi, don't do this politics. Please, Kofi. Don't do this politics. Listen, your first answer was correct if you had said it's XY. But now you are saying it's YX because we confused you. And that's because you're not sure. So all of you, most of you writing 5, 10, you got it wrong. It's 10, 5. So I even see the latest one coming from someone called Sojino. The first time I'm seeing him in class. And he is saying he doesn't get it. Is he the one? And Sojino, you will not get it because it's your first time. Those who have been here for long, they're not getting it.
Hello?
And be careful not coming to
Yes.
class. Sojino, be careful, you're not been coming to class.
Yes.
Okay, so the Zoom session will end. We will start the georeferencing.
335.
We will start the georeferencing session. If you want to talk, put up your hand,
I
please.
don't know, but the price
Whoever is talking, I said put up your hand. Mute you.
Somehow, but
I've muted someone, but the person is focusing.
So please, I can't hear what they're saying.
I've asked him to mute. Hey, who is that? Please stop. Raise your hand before you talk. Just talk. It's not a free for all class. You can just talk blah 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 like that. So let's meet in the next session. Is that okay? We are going to start the georeferencing exercise. If you don't understand the coordinates, I'll deal with that. Then we start the georeferencing. Okay, see you all on the other side. Join very fast. We don't have time. We'll finish this lecture very soon. I told him my niece said that she can